Welcome to Soulful Journey. I'm your host, Venus Jones, and you are protected from the moon and the sun. When flying by night, you see no one. You glide on a cool breeze through the clouds and above the trees. When there is a change in weather, the air is your friend and the wind is your guide. You are true beauty. Soar with pride. They want to capture your spirit. Heed these words. Fear it. Look to the hills for strength and move. Flee. Break into motion. Spread your wings and travel. You're free. Rotate in the storm and seek shelter among the fleet when it gets a little too warm. Rest in between flights. Or lag like those without direction. There are sights unseen. Beyond the green mountains and that blue stream. Beyond the sky. But you must want to live and not die, so fly. Fly. Fly into the horizon. Fly into the horizon. Fly away. Fly from fear, corruption, destruction, and decay. You with the faith of a bumblebee. Thee who denies gravity. Let no earthly ground hold thee. Fly. Fly into infinity. But right now, you must evolve with me. In the darkness. In the darkness, we choose to see that this cocoon comforts thee, but tomorrow you're going to fly. Free. 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 Oh, back in the day, they would say, fly away, oh glory, I fly away when I die. Hallelujah, by and by, I will fly away. One glad morning, when this life is over, I'll fly away. You know what they used to say, and some still say it. And you know what? let's come back to present day, and I want to talk to you about our guest today. Oh my gosh, he has a poem called I'll Fly. Now, I don't know if he's going to do that, but every time I open up this show, I like to start with a poem that reminds me of the guest that I have in store for you. He is definitely good for the soul. Soulful Journey is really all about everything that is good for the soul and everyone who feeds my soul. So I am so happy to bring you so many people today that in this present moment, in this present era, who feed your motive, who will motivate and elevate and inspire. So that was really real. And I know Jaquiel will be joining us soon. But until he gets here, that just means I get to do some more work for you because he's not here just yet. But I want to go into the chat and see who's here. If I don't see your name, it's because there is a little prompt that comes up where you have to, because we're broadcasting in more than one place, you have to let me know your name if you want me to give you a shout out. But I see somebody going like this. Hey, I feel that. Thank you. Dana, love you too. And Sharinda, thank you so much for being here. I'm still working, but Venus gonna make me cry. Oh, you know what? I'm hoping those are tears of joy. And I'm just glad that even though we work, we remember that the labor is not in vain. I was thinking about yesterday was Labor Day. And every year it throws me off a little bit, Labor Day, because I think about, hey, cuz, I don't know who that is, but hey, cuz. But I think about Labor Day, and I also think of another song. For those of you who know me well, one of the things that feeds my soul is gospel music. And there is a legendary group called the Clark Sisters. And they ask the question, is my living in vain? Oh, no, it is not. Of course not. Is the answer? Of course not. And why? Because those who have faith, we know that one day we will mount up on the wings of eagles. Yes. So that is what this is all about today. We're going to be talking about how we soar, what keeps you going. We're going to be talking about a little bit of all of that. And let me make sure Jaquiel can get here, because this is what makes me nervous about going live. But it's all the way live. So I got to make sure he says he's here. So wait, let me see. Let me make sure I'm not messing up. I can't do it. Hey, what's up, Monty? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're here. What it do, AK Rowdy? Hi. What's up, Troy? I see you too. Shout out. What's up, Steve? I see you. Love you too. So let me make sure he checks his the latest email. I'm gonna email him one more time. Check the email again. Might be a new link. Hey. So what? Hey, okay. How do you join the chat? Someone's texting me. Okay, you join the chat by, I really don't know. Steve, how do you join the chat? Do you know? Oh, you're on YouTube. The people on YouTube may have not joined. Oh, Jaquiel is here. Yay, he's here. What it do?
How you doing?
Hey, you here? Okay. I guess it was a different link from
yes, it was a different link.
I thought that was the issue. But you're here now. And
yes.
Thanks, my friend. It is such an honor to have you on the show today.
I'm honored to be here.
Jaquiel, the voice, you all don't know. You about to know. Okay, because listen, Jaquiel makes that soul music. His tag, as you can already see, is I make soul music. All right. So, but he is also known as like the voice. He motivates, he elevates, he activates, and most important, I'm looking for people who are led by the Spirit, and that's in his tagline. So come on,
Yeah.
I was so excited to just have you here today, and I'm going to give you the floor because you know how we do. The floor is for about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll come back and we'll come back and share together. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna give you the floor and let you talk. Let me see how do that. There we go. Oh, I gotta edge you back in.
How's everybody doing? So this is a brand new song that is doing very well. It is called Eternal Sunshine of the Blemished Mind. I hope you like it. You can find it on my brand new album called Summer Nights in the Soulful, available on all streaming platforms. Yeah. 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 If the soul be the measure of a man, and I place my wager in the vein, just tell me if I land, and if I build me up a castle in the sand, right in the presence of the main, just tell me if stay, and I redo it with these hands, then it'll be alright. Cause I've been working hard through the day all night. Like pretty soon we'll see our light. And it'll be alright. Alright, yeah. I've been dealing with my trust issues. I've been dealing. And no, I've been trying to tame the lust in you. I've been fighting with Rome, destroyed my home with my Huxtable. Sights on the screen and in your soul, got that fuss in you. Start to make me go crazy, but it'll be alright. Cause you've been working hard through the day all night. Like pretty soon we'll see our light. And it'll be alright. Alright, yeah. I've been searching for my space and time. And no, I've been trying to put my stars in line. Scraping nickels and dimes and paying fines for a peace of mind. Drama sprinkling lines by writing rhymes for a peace of mind. But we gon' get it right this time, and it'll be okay. Cause you've been grinding hard through the night all day. Like pretty soon we'll see our way. And it'll be alright. Alright, yeah. It's that rock, the block that pop, the youth with no shot that reached the top spot and wrote the prologue that's blessed like oh God and sent like tempo to rock the tempo that said that I be the light that I lead to help the black see and set the world free. I'ma set them all free. Something to lift your spirits, elevate your mind during these difficult times. Because only by going through the darkness may we eventually see the light inside. I've been dealing with my own. And I know you've been dealing with the ooh. I know we've been dealing with that ooh. We've been dealing with the ooh. Ooh. Oh.
love it. I love it. Oh my God, it's gonna be all right. Can we give it up in the chat for Jaquiel? That was exactly what my soul needed. I love. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. So can you tell me that song right there? What inspired that song?
Just going through the hardships, those everyday transitions that you go through in life, and you're just trying to better yourself, maximize yourself, and just knowing that if you can just keep that little mustard seed of faith, that little bit of hope, for a brighter tomorrow, that's going to be able to keep you going. It's going to keep you waking up in the morning. It's going to keep you striving. So just trying to make sure I keep that little light, that eternal sunshine, even with a blemished mind.
I had to rock. I had to rock and shake hard. Yes, that's right. That's so true, right? Like sometimes we gotta, that if you just have a little bit, as they say, a mustard seed, you know how tiny
mustard seed of faith. That's all we need.
That's all we need. And you are, yes. And so, I just I started the show off with a poem called Fly, right? Because I was thinking about your TED Talk and how it talks about a fly in it, right?
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I'm glad that you came with this. Now, this song that It'll Be All Right, is that on the latest soundtrack? Or?
Yes, yep. That's on my latest album, Summer Nights in the South Ward.
And I say soundtrack because Jaquiel is over here giving us independent Beyonce work, okay, with his visual album. Yes, it's so good. Can you put a link to it in the
oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, drop that link in there because I want you all to check out his visual album, because what it does is talk about the journey, soulful journey. You all have heard this quote. A lot of us love this quote. Some of you may have not heard it, but they say we need to focus on not the destination, but the journey. It's not the destination, but it's the journey. What does that mean for you, Jaquiel?
I think it means that a lot of times within us, we're already born with eternity. That's why if you ask a child what they want to be when they're younger, they can tell you what they want to be. But however, we go through certain experiences throughout our adolescence and our becoming what it is that we see in our minds. And while we may think that destination is is the entirety of what we need, the truth is that all the lessons that we acquired while we're going on that path towards that destination is what we actually needed, and just embracing those everyday moments as you move forward to your journey and move forward to your purpose in life, and embracing the process of finding fulfillment.
That's real. Do you think you have more than one purpose?
Yes, I think definitely. I feel like our purpose evolves. I feel like there's a common denominator to our purpose, but I definitely feel like that our purpose can evolve with us as we learn and as we grow. It definitely can evolve with us, and it meets always going to meet the times.
Yeah. Yes. So right now I want to talk about, did you bring anything for the show and tell portion?
Yes, I did.
Because somewhere along your journey, somebody gave you something.
Yes, and so, okay.
And I want to talk about what they gave you.
My show and tell item
picked up
is, so when I first started my journey, leaving my hometown, I started journaling more seriously. So my item is all the journals that I've had throughout my life. It has all of my songs in it. They have all of my life goals in it, my aspirations, my affirmations, just everything, the budgets, just everything that I've written out and sort of codified in order for me to be who I am. And I keep all of them with me, you know, my inner thoughts, inner fears, and all of that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so that's why.
Because don't think I didn't catch that part in the song when you were like, sometimes you gotta write it down.
Yeah, you gotta write it down. You gotta write it down. We misunderstand the power of writing.
Come on.
We misunderstand the power of writing and the power of codifying things. Because when you codify it, there is something that goes on with between that period of you placing it on paper and how making it resonate with a higher self. You know, we can allow something to be on our conscious mind, but when we write it, it goes into our subconscious mind. So
that part, yes, because I don't know where I would be without my journals. So I'm glad you brought those to the table and reminded me of the importance of what they are in my life. And you know, some of them have manifested into, I've gone through and harvested certain pieces and things that I've written down and maybe turned it into a poem, or thought, well, maybe I want to save this for a memoir, or maybe I want to give this letter to a friend. You know,
exactly.
And sometimes on this journey, you go back and you look at what you wrote in a journal, and you're like, sometimes you're like, ooh, I still haven't finished that yet. But then you get down. And then other times you like, ooh, I finished that and then some too.
Exactly.
Right? And you're like, wow, okay.
It's like a little time capsule, and it shows you how you evolve and how we evolve as a people, and how the spirit, no matter what the carnal nature may go through and all the things the carnal nature may experience, how the nature of the spirit remains the same, and how it still wants those same things, how it still craves those same things.
Well, you know, you are representing king status. Let me tell you why. I have seen what you are putting out in this world, Jaquiel. Don't get started when I really reflect on that. And I really have to say, Jaquiel and I met. This is not his first time or introduction to this vehicle, that I call the Soulful journey. Because we first met in San Jose. We were at AMB Zion, and they have, you know, that's where we were. What I loved about that space, I wasn't somebody who actually knew about that space, except for I knew about the museum that was in this. And I was so excited about the space, you know, more so than the church, right? Because I believe wherever two or more are gathered are his church. But for me, that space had an amazing energy, and I knew I wanted to help them create art, because they came to me and asked to bring art and artists to that space. And that's what we did. And so you showed up one day, and I was like, "Oh, you were just here, I guess, in the area from New York, and you were doing your thing." And I was like, "Oh, wow!" When you got up, you were so humble. You know, you started down to earth, but you really are a startist down to earth. In Apollo, you've traveled internationally, you've done work in China. I'm like, and I just like, when I look at what you've done and how humble you are, it just feeds my soul. It just makes me think, no, you're doing it right, V. This is who I want to be. This is it. And then when I look at what you've done, and I just saw what you said recently about the Black Panther, and I was looking on your Instagram and your post on that about how important it is that we not say that the Black Panther died. I want you to expand on that a little bit more too, because you speak life. I want to speak life, right? And what does that mean to you though? Like, or what's really real when I say speak life? I knew you would get it. That's why I know you saw you light up, right? We speak the same language. But tell me why. Can you, for those who didn't hear your post on that, why is it important not to say the Black Panther died?
So there are a lot of posts that are going on, and, you know, rest in peace to our brother Chadwick Boseman. All of the work he did was truly great and truly remarkable. And one of his greatest and most known works was his character of playing the Black Panther. And when he passed on, many of us took that as the Black Panther had died. And a lot of my friends and family and close people to me who have children begin telling their children that the Black Panther had passed. So you begin to see a lot of images of children with their action figures and sort of the Black Panther laid in the middle dead and all the other action figures around them. And we've all seen that image. And, you know, we must be wise to understand the power of imagery and the power of pride, and knowing that when we were given that character, and I hate to use the term given that character, but when that character came about in our lives, it created a sense of pride that Black men had not had, especially Black youth, Black young boys had not had in this realm of entertainment just yet, especially in regards to something of a fantasy of what could possibly be. And so when you sort of destroy that and you allow that to die in a system that doesn't have many figures that instill pride in young boys, you rob them of that opportunity to be prideful and that opportunity to continue to think beyond the realities that they're currently in. You shrink the power of the imagination of what could be.
Yes, because again, this is a character too, right? And when we think about, would you ever say, whether you believe in Santa Claus or not, would you ever say Santa Claus died?
No, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
You wouldn't say that to a child.
Exactly.
Because the child would say, well, what does that mean for me? What does that mean? That mean that I will not get certain things or in my life? Or does that mean that the symbol of giving is gone? And for us, that what a gift that character is. And someone else may play that character even. But when we put it out in the universe that that character is gone for good, that you're right, that doesn't serve us. And it doesn't serve that generation.
Yeah, so exactly. Symbol is important, and we got to make sure that we take care of that symbol for our youth.
Yeah, and for those who are out here who seek to destroy versus build, we don't want them to have that luxury of us even believing and thinking that. So I want to thank you for that enlightenment and for that insight. And you were speaking with such passion. That's why I wanted to bring that to the journey today here. But when I looked at your latest project, because I know there's two. There's one that is something. You're not in the. When I think of New Orleans, I think of the South Ward, right? Wrong?
Oh no, yeah. So South Ward is pretty much. I came up with the title because throughout my travels, one thing I come to see is that all of the impoverished people are located in the southern parts of a lot of the cities, whether you're talking about Eastern culture in China or Southside Chicago. You know, what we find is a lot of times that more impoverished people are living on the South Side. And if you are living in the South Side or in the South parts of your soul, you know, you are in your lows. And so I want to be able to create a sound that lifts your spirits, because if you're in those lows, the only way you got to go is up. You know, we were able to follow the North Star because we were in the South. Had they had been so far north, eventually that star could have misled them. But because they were in their lows, following something headed north, you were able to be led properly. So it's about giving people those sounds and embodying that sound of hope in the midst of disparity. And that's pretty much what the album talks about in its entirety. Sort of, you know, in the summertime, we seem to see higher rates in deaths, higher rates in diseases, and all types of trials and tribulations for people throughout America, you know. So creating a album that encapsulated sort of that journey of going from lows to highs, and how can we do that? How can we embody that? So it talks about, first you got to know who you are, because when you know who you are, you automatically know what you're not. You know who you're not, so you can find yourself in the right places, doing the right things, as opposed to in the wrong places doing the wrong things. You know, you align yourself, and we must always be in alignment, you know, because right now, if we look at the world, the entire planet is tilted. It's tilted and it dips every so often. It dips 4 times in a year, and that's why we have our 4 seasons. But because it tilts on an axis, we don't feel it. We don't feel it spinning at 1,000 and 33 miles in a third hour per hour. We don't feel it spinning that fast. We don't, and that's why earthquake is a phenomenon to us. So we got to put ourselves in alignment the same way the earth has placed itself in alignment. We got to find to put ourselves in balance.
Yes. Wow, there's so much that's coming up for me. When you speak, just listening to you talk about alignment, listening to me hear you talk about balance and how the importance of just making sure we take care of ourselves, right? Like, I mean, how do you do that? Because one of my questions that I like to ask every guest is, is there a challenge you want to share? Because a lot of us are interested in how do you overcome. We you and some I'm like, man, I don't even know this. Is this dude real, man? Is this dude
No,
real?
I definitely go through my challenges. I definitely go. One of my greatest challenges is this is a battle that I actually had today, and I had to make a video and speak on it. Is recognizing and being comfortable with being alone, and knowing your worth as an individual, and knowing how to surround yourself with people that recognize your worth as well. A lot of times when you are of a giving spirit, you give and you give, and you can very easily find yourself in parasitic situations at which people are just taking from you. And even as a giver, there is a mutual giving that you should always seek. So that's something that I battle with. Trying to bring out the best of myself. Every day is a journey. Every day there's trial and tribulation, because when you're breaking out of the mold of something, there will always be pleasure and pain, because all things are created. When you are creative, everything is created in the darkness. Whether you want to talk about the womb of a child is conceived in the darkness before it comes to the light. A seed, when it's planted in the earth, is planted in the darkness before it comes to the light. And when it's going through that process of being planted in the darkness and growing into the light, it has to push back, no different than the mother and the baby in the womb is pushing at the stomach. And that can create much pain for not only for that environment, because you're breaking out of something. You're breaking out of something when that seed has to pop out or that plant has to pop out of that seed. It's breaking out of something. So when it's breaking out of something, it's creating friction, and that friction is challenge. Us as spiritual beings in this realm, when you're trying to maximize yourself, and you're trying to be a better person, you're breaking out of things. So it could be breaking out of old habits. It could be breaking out of old ways. It could be losing old friendships. And as these things shed off of you, it may hurt you. It hurts spiritually. It may hurt you emotionally, as you're trying to grow, because we can very much, even though we see so far ahead, we have picked up many ways about us that have to be shed as well in order for us to move forward into our new light.
Indeed. So I think that what I'm hearing is that it's so clear, like if you were a little boy, going back to that sounds like that's the kind of sage wisdom you would give your old younger self, right? Like that it might feel dark around you sometimes, but you have to focus on what?
Trust the process. Trust the process and love who you are. Love what you're becoming. Gratitude. Every single day, find something to be grateful for and understand what falls from you may not have been for you. When something is designated to be a part of you, it will grow with you, no matter what, whether you're talking about skill sets or people. If something is meant for you and it's meant to be in your life, as you grow and as you continue to evolve and resonate at a higher vibration, those things will match you at that vibration. But if things aren't meant for you, they will fall off from that vibration and accepting that.
Indeed. Can you put your link in the chat again? Because I don't see it. But I do see it in the chat. Glad to be here. Bless you, Venus. Love you, Khalees. She says, amen, know thy worth, and preach, brother. Okay. Thank you, Khalees, for adding to the conversation. Yeah.
I got to put it in here.
Yeah, please put it in the chat because I want to see if we can share a little bit of it today. I want to give them a little taste of the. I saw you had like a reel, but again, make sure you also follow Jaquiel at I Make Soul Music. And what are other ways we can support you? Because you're not in the South Ward of your life, in the South Ward mentally right now. And so, although we all go there, from what I'm hearing, we all go there.
We all go there. You know, I mean, we got to understand that one thing: you are a natural being. You are a spiritual being in a physical carnal body. The body is made up of the same thing as the dirt. So therefore, you go through things just as nature does. Just as nature goes through seasons, you have to understand that you are going to go through seasons, and you have to embrace that. You have to embrace your winter. You have to embrace your springtime. You have to embrace your summers, and you have to embrace your falls. You know, and we have to know that when we go through these seasons and these transitions, it's because things are being shed and things are growing within us.
Right.
I tried to share it. I can't get to the comment box.
No worries, because I think I see it here, and I'm going to try to share. Now, this is new, y'all. I mean, we trying to get fancy, baby. You know, we not trying to stay in the South Ward. You know, sometimes when you're in the South Ward, you got to like look up. You got to think, okay, well, you know, I might mess up, but I'm going to still try. Okay. So I'm going to try to get in here. I don't know if you all can see this. Oh, I'm on the other page. All right, let me stop sharing. I want to get to the page where it's just us listening to your video. Like, I want to watch your video, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna find it for you. I wish somebody put it in the chat for me. This is where I need Steve to play producer, but I hate to ask people, but you know, I'm learning to ask people for help. I really am. Oh no, did I lose him? He'll probably come back. No worries, y'all. You see, this is life. When it's live, it's live. I think I removed him, or so there will be mess ups. I'm still learning. We did see your screen. Oh, you did. Thank you, Khalees, because I hear he's back. So, Jaquiel, maybe it's meant for me to continue to play off time, because it's coming up to where maybe it would be more fun if I really need to, I want to be able to share. Well, can you at least put, well, if you all go to at I Make a Soul Music, and just know that Jaquiel has stuff on.
Yes, on Instagram. If you go to YouTube, type in Jaquiel, Jaquiel, Scenes from the South Ward. You get the whole full visual album. We shot the visual album in an African museum, so all of the statues that you see are authentic. They are traditional. Many of them are thousands of years old from the places that we're from. All of those thrones and everything you see. In fact, one of the thrones, as we talked about the Black Panther earlier, one of the thrones that is in the museum actually was the throne that Disney got inspired off of when they made the throne for the Black Panther. So all of that
the characters in your play or your visual video movie, like short film, they are sitting on that type of throne?
Yes. So the throne we sat on was actually from the Royal Guinea tribe. It's thousands of years old. It comes from a huge oak tree. So they pretty much carved it out. But as you can see, like even my locks, I was so amazed when I seen this place, because you see all of these thousands of years old statues, and they have natural hair, they have locks, and it shows you that even though we were taken to America, we went through all our trials and tribulations, that spirit remained intact, and we still kept those ways about us. The earrings that you're wearing today, you'll see it on some of those statues, and it's such a remarkable feeling to just know that we maintain that connection. We maintain that connection on a spiritual level, and that's something that only the ancestors could have guided us to.
That's right. And I just feel like it was so divine because last time I saw you, I was in a museum like that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's why I brought it up. I was like, we were in a space like that. And then when I see you playing the role of the curator and you're walking them around, and then it made me feel like, okay, wow, okay. That's deep. Thank you, Steve. So I just want to know also though, do you have a background in acting?
I've done like musical theater for like college. But all of that was pretty much just like just want to create a moment for people. You know, I feel like
moment.
We've grown to a period in our society, and it's a truly sad one, where good music is the music that sounds good isn't necessarily good for us, and the music that's good for us doesn't necessarily sound good. It's like they've created this separation. And prior to that, it's like I grew up under my grandfather, so we had Motown, and Marvin sounded good, but he said stuff that was good for you.
Come on.
And we have the ability to go back to that, but we got to place ourselves in alignment. We have to be willing to seek knowledge, understand who we are as creatives, and then want to create things that help other people bring about the best within themselves as well. You know, bring about the best of their spiritual nature as well.
Yeah. And that's real. And I just, because I like real music and I like music that has a message. But again, I think that's because I'm a poet, and like yourself, I journal and I know the importance of words. I've always enjoyed that. But I love, but when I was getting always a little upset when people start saying, well, but it's the beat, you know, it's the beat. Mm-hmm. The beat's important, and it can be melodic and it can be hypnotizing, but so can words when they are, especially when they really feed you. So thank you so much for bringing message music back. Yes, every music has a message, but when we are trying to like really pay homage to those who try to uplift us and get us to where we are here in this realm of survival, when some of us are not just surviving, we thriving, but we didn't get here without that type of music. And now we have to like dig and search for it. But that's why I'm trying to highlight you today, because you are carrying that torch, and I thank you for it. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all boils down to the fact that we have to understand that even though that beat may sound good, those are negative affirmations that we are speaking to ourselves. Yeah. And when something is spoken to you, especially if it's spoken to you through music, it reaches the subconscious twice as fast. So you got to think about the type of seeds that you plant in yourself. And we can't say that our subconscious mind doesn't have a control over the things we do in our everyday life, because it does. You know, so we have to start planting positive seeds within ourselves, so that way we can begin bringing out the fullness of who we are.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Oh, wow. Oh, gosh. Well, what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite quote?
My favorite quote. It changes. I have some like on my wall over here that say like, there's no future in the unfaithful. A quality choice makes for a permanent change. If you face life casually, you will end up a casualty.
Ooh, stop right there. I heard that one. Say it one more time, rewind.
If you face life casually, you will end up a casualty. And you can let crisis change you or choice change you.
Love that. Thank you for sharing that knowledge. It's something so sweet about speaking on, because I also have done a TED Talk as well before, and when I think about growing as a speaker, and because that's something you and I both have in common, is that not only do we do spoken word and love music, but also that love to want to speak, to inspire. And you do that so well in your TED Talk, and I just wanted to think about that too, and just give you kudos for that. So you all check out his TED Talk too, and I just want to right now, sometimes if we're brave enough, we can either like try to share, because I'm trying to practice bravery here. I can either try to share your link one more time, and if it mess up, it mess up, or we could do a collab right now. What you want to do?
It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you.
Okay, so all right, so because I want to do, there was one other piece that what I was thinking of you was this piece called "Eyes Free." And when I was first, is there somebody who taught you that you want to shout out? Is there like a teacher or someone who's a poet before you, or like somebody, a mentor or a friend that really made you who you are?
The authors I've read, my grandfather, my uncle, my mother, my family, definitely.
Michael Jackson behind you?
Michael Jackson, yeah, I got Michael Jackson behind me. I got Prince over there.
Yeah.
I got Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale over there. I had the opportunity to meet Bobby Seale at my college. And Malcolm X over here. So yeah, definitely just all the people who I felt like allowed themselves to be crystallized. And them being crystallized and maximizing who they are, they made all of us a little bit less fearful of being who we are. They made the impossible seem more possible every single day. So just all of those people, everybody that has ever taken a step towards fear or taken a step through the darkness in order to reach the light, so that way we may see the light. I'm grateful for all of them.
I am too. And wow, we share some of the same heroes, and I wrote this book called Sheroes. So I know you didn't shout out any female heroes, but do you have one?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Sojourner Truth. I love her. Harriet Tubman. I recently did a performance at her Freedom Festival. Because I'm from like upstate New York, so I was able to see her house and just to really take in the beauty of all she accomplished, and all she was able to do. Like I don't feel like she gets enough credit for how remarkable of a woman that she was. Obviously, like you get the Maya Angelou's. I love Angela Davis.
The movie Harriet.
Huh?
The last one.
The movie?
What did you think? Oh,
I'll say it like this. Hollywood has they take a lot of our historical figures and they make it seem like I didn't like how they made her that like ability she had to foresee trouble. They made it look like, like she was having like psychic premonitions as opposed to just being somebody who was knowledgeable, like it couldn't have been knowledge. It had to be some weird spell or something of that nature. And that's what I didn't like. Other than that, though, the movie was pretty good. I just wish that they would have given her the credit of just being a knowledgeable Black woman, saying that, she just was a fearless, brilliant Black woman that defied the odds. They couldn't just make it plain like that. They had to add a superpower in it and make it seem like it was like, well, no, she got hit in the head, and so that's why she was able to do this. That's the only thing I didn't like.
I see. Okay. I hear you on that. Well, this poem that I was thinking about is I just wanted to like recite this poem with you maybe, and then and then maybe that could be our final presentation together. But I just wanted to like, if you know the song By and By, When the Morning Comes?
Sing it.
Okay. They say, by and by, when the morning comes, all God's children will come together as one. Hey!
I caught you there.
We're going to tell the story how we overcome. Okay. And we'll understand it better by and by. You remember that?
Bye.
Come on. See, we about to have fun. Come on. So this song, this poem, and it could possibly be a song, but I want you to, when we get to that part again, when I say bye, I want you to sing that song after I say I was just singing by and by.
Yeah.
And then there was another speaking of Harriet, another spiritualist, they were singing, that's what I loved about how coded some of our old school music was. It was coded. So when they knew that they were going to fly away, going back to that, the beginning of that poem, the first poem I did today, they would say, I'm going to fly away. They would sing that because they really were about to go into the underground railroad. Right. And so the master, or those who they didn't master the code. So they didn't always know that that's what was going on. But this is about somebody who I looked to, a mentor of mine when I was first becoming and still becoming a poet on this journey. But I'm still learning more and more about poetry every day. But his name was Eyes Ofrika. So he changed his name to Eyes Ofrika. And I just thought that was interesting. And he passed away. But every fall, when the kids go back to school, I think of the first line in this poem. And I just want you to sing a hook in it, or maybe I just want to hear your voice again, So I'm going to give you some time to to just hum in it or something, whatever you want to do. Okay, here we go. Like the fall at summer's end, I turned around and the kids were in school again. It sneaks up on you. With you, it was always quiet and quick. You were never fond of telling lies, never one for saying goodbyes. You say we give it too much thought. Sometimes we pause, do that uneasy laugh, and change the subject. We review and we reflect like a professor preparing for thesis. You denied me the comfort of the seal, open like a letter going through the postal system. Pray for the curious. Should I just let it go? Where did I go? Where did you go? How do I know? I stood open to misinterpretations. A transmission interrupted, a gray signal fade, static, wanting to cling. Why didn't you stay in the station? I was in the channel without a paddle, and you taught me vibration. I didn't want to be muted. I didn't want you to use the remote. I didn't want you to push my buttons from far away. But you often denied me this one simple word. After all, those who live longer than butterflies grow accustomed to the emptiness that it brings. My grandmother, with her lead foot, she rides the road so much better. She's a racing rat trapped in an elephant's body. I too am an elephant. And those past lives I remember. How could I forget? No saint is ever in a hurry. But boy, did you leave in a scurry, I know. You were never fond of telling lies, never was one for saying goodbye. Like the fall at summer's end, I turned around and the kids were in school again. Like those who played hooky, you escaped. Like an enslaved African, you were flying. You were fueled with hope, unaware of the eternal fade. In the spirit of Tubman, you trailed in a blaze through this underground word road. In pitch black night, you chose the journey of a blind man. You prefer to have your eyes scratched out than to stare at the sight of dependence. It was blind. It was the blind leading the color blind again. And yes, I could see cascading colors to no end. And the only thing you wanted me to see was me, standing up and standing tall, and if need be alone. And here I am sinking into the sands of time, asking for a final hug or a kiss. Well, okay, I agree. Too many can't take a toll the way it parts your lips with a quick roll. Bye. And silence echoes. Silence follows. I was just singing.
By and by.
When the morning comes, hey, all God's children will come together
by and by
as one. Yes, yes, by and by. Yes.
by and by.
Well, I want you to do at least. Do you have one more thing? One more final word for us, or a presentation, or something you want to say as we go out? One more thing.
I would just like to tell all of you I love you. Right now, we are in a period in the world at which wickedness is trying to win, and we must always move forth with love. And the only way we can move forth with love is to move forth through the Spirit, and understanding that they will try to do many things to divide us. They will try to say many things to divide us, whether they attribute it to our physical nature, our belief systems, any of these things. And we must understand that the common denominator of all of us is that we all hold a spirit, and that we all are seeking love. We all are seeking nourishment. Do not let them divide us. Do not let wickedness win. Continue to strive for your own fulfillment, to fulfill your own purpose. And in doing so, we can make the world a much better place.
I gotta shake the Morocco. As I said, Jaquiel does speak life, and I give thanks for you. I really, really do. He said it. He's led by Spirit, and may you always be led by Spirit. May you continue to elevate. May you continue to motivate and inspire. Fire. Somebody put fire, love, and light. Come on, it's in the chat. We give thanks. So I just again make sure you all follow this young man and continue to support message music that he is sharing with you. So I am still learning. I'm still learning how to be a light myself. If you enjoy the light that we are bringing, I'm going to actually speak the truth, spirit truth. Thank you, Finn. I'm so glad you're here. And I want to give a shout out to the people who support me every month. You can continue if you want to see me able to. I want to be able to bring artists on here and actually pay them. But that's why it's so important that you guys support this endeavor and this part, because I really care so much about people who are doing good things in the world, and we have to uplift and support each other. So I'm going to ask you that you continue to support artists like myself as well. I'll put you can find my link tree and follow me on YouTube, and continue to tell someone and share this. And if you got any inspiration from this, please share this message music and this artist with someone else. All I can say is just continue to keep looking up and keep looking out.
Thank you.
Jones, we've come up on an hour. It went so fast.
Yes, it did go by fast. I love you all. I hope you all had a blessed time. I hope something I said to you poured into you. Take care of yourselves. If you ever need me, you have my information there. I make soul music. I'll be more than happy to build with you.
Yes, and we will build together. One day we'll have a fancy trailer and everything.
Yes.
But because you came on the show before we had the fancy trailer.
Yes.
And blessing to you always, Jaquiel. You are amazing, and oh my gosh. So continue to keep looking up, keep looking out, and we'll actually put some. I want to do a real collab with you. We actually
one day in the future. We planted the seed, so it will grow.
Oh yes. So yes, you all click like, share, and continue to spread the love, the real love.
Have a blessed night, everyone.
Yes, blessings. Peace. Hey, and keep flying.